My name's Lizzie and I'm the food editor of Delicious magazine. The test kitchen is a brilliant place to be. We're in the test kitchen most days of the week. There's always something going on. We really try and think about the breadth of the magazine so that we get a really great balance of recipes and they always taste fantastic. Welcome to the Delicious Test Kitchen. I'm Lizzie and I'm going to show you how to prepare and fillet a round fish. I've got my hands on a beautiful bream. This is a gilt head bream, and what you want to look for when you're buying a fish is you want to make sure it's really fresh. Look for the eyes, check they're nice and shiny, that there isn't any damage to the eye and gill area, and that the fish is nice and firm feeling, that the flesh isn't baggy and the skin is nice and tight. So first thing is you want to get rid of the scales. Not all fish have scales. Remember, if you're buying mackerel, mackerel doesn't have any scales. So what we're going to do is use the back of a knife and under running water in the sink, because otherwise you will get scales everywhere. You want to run your knife underneath the scales from the tail end towards the head. So that's my beautifully descaled fish. See, it's nice and smooth. You can feel there's no extra scales left on there. So next up is you want to get rid of the guts. And this is a bit of a messy job, so don't be squeamish. Take the tip of your knife and just insert it into the soft underbelly of the fish, and we're going to just draw the knife up towards the head. Straight in there. One motion. That's the firm bit between the fins, up towards the head. And then we can hook out all the insides. And then once most of the insides are out, it's important to get rid of the bloodline. If you cook the fish with that in it, it's going to end up tasting slightly bitter. So with the tip of your knife, you just want to run it up the length of the spine. And then under running water, I'm just going to clean the fish and use my fingers to make sure all the blood and all any remaining insides have been removed. Now we can crack on with filleting the fish. It's quite a simple process once you know what you're doing. Do long sweeping motions with your knife. If you use jagged little cuts, you're going to end up tearing the flesh of your fish, which is going to make it all jagged and not look very pretty. First of all, you want to make an incision on one side of your fish, so just behind where the fin is. Just make an incision through behind the head, just cutting through down to the bones. Then we're going to make an incision along the backbone of the fish. And we're just going to, with the tip of our knife, run it along one side, cutting through the skin. You want to keep your knife as close to the bones as possible, and you should be able to feel the bones with the tip of your knife. So just stroke the fish with the tip of your knife and you'll see the flesh starting to come away. And then once you get past the centre, just stay above the bones, keep stroking down with your knife until you get to the belly at the bottom. And you can just cut your fillet away. Set it aside. And then we're just going to repeat on the other side, but you want to start at the tail end this time. Just going to make an incision across the edge of the tail and then up the length of the back of the fish. And as you come towards the head, you can then make your incision on the diagonal behind that main fin, and then we can remove the fillet. We've got our two little fillets here, and the last thing to do to them is just to make sure that you've removed any excess pin bones, because nobody likes to get bones when they eat fish. And we're just going to pull the little bones out. And once you've got rid of all the bones, it's just a simple matter of cooking these lovely little fillets. And these little fillets are perfect for pan frying. They'll fry up really quickly, just in a not too hot pan, skin side down. You just cook them, a little bit of oil, just 2 to 3 minutes until the flesh is almost completely translucent on the top. And then just turn them over to finish them off. And they shouldn't be more than 4 to 5 minutes in total. And they're fantastic, just served simply with a squeeze of lemon or a nice herb butter. I've shown you how to prepare and fillet a bream, but it's the same for any round fish, mackerel, sea bass, gurnard, whatever round fish that you fancy. Please do give it a go at home because it's not as difficult as it might seem. And for fantastic recipes using fish and for more how-to videos, go to deliciousmagazine.co.uk.